Now look at them. Don't they look peaceful?
As peaceful as Italian gangsters can look, I guess.
I mean, they're just hanging about. But, I mean, come on. I mean, it's not like... Well, in a way, if they were black, right?
Here we go.
They would... Honestly, if they were black and they were standing like that, I wouldn't think peaceful. I would think drug dealer. You know, standing on the corner, you know, they're just waiting for their customer to come by. Whereas with these guys, I'm thinking, you know, they're just having a good time having a cigarette.
Well, it's kind of different because they're dressed in suits and it's the 1930s.
Maybe that's what it is. You know, maybe that's what it is.
What if the black guys were dressed in suits themselves? Then they wouldn't look too threatening, so...
No, but what I was saying is not that black guys all do that.
Hey, Ralphie.
I'm saying that that is sort of the impression that perhaps the media or whatever cultural thing has given me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting.
Because I'm well aware of the fact that, because that's exactly what I was saying, even if they were doing the same thing with the same intent, this would look different than the other, like sort of expressing this double standard.
Right, okay, I get you. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, it's usually something that's kind of influenced by kind of society and media outlets and exactly, conditioning and, you know, that kind of thing, sadly.
So this guy can teach you how to steal or pick the locks of particular car models.
Nice. See, because they're in the 1930s, they can afford to make it like a really simple system, because you could assume that security systems on cars back then wouldn't have been so complex. So
yeah, which in a way is... Oh. Still gotta go to Vincenzo's for a weapon. But, yeah, in a way it's weird, isn't it? I mean, have you ever seen the film Rififi?
I have not. I cannot say.
It's a great film from, I think it's from the, it would definitely have been the 40s or the 30s.
Right. And
it's basically a bank heist film of some kind. It's almost like Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11. Okay, now I get what you're saying, because I've seen that.
In the 30s.
Right. Okay.
And it's very interesting in how the way that they would rob. I think they only robbed a jewelry store though, which is kind of low profile if you think about it.
Yeah.
But they robbed it in that same sort of covert way.
Right.
And they really studied how the alarm worked and everything.
Yeah.
And everything in that time was so mechanical. And the way they stopped the alarm actually was the alarm, of course, which was purely mechanical. It was basically this, you know, a bell, you know, this hammer ringing against the bell.
Right.
No, they're saying ding, 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 ding. And they would spray this sort of solution through some kind of grating into the system, which would jam the bell.
Right.
You know, everything purely physical and analog, so to speak, outside of the digital world. Which, to me, you know, it's in a way, it's more interesting or something. It's more engaging in a way where you stay sort of grounded in the physical world, but just being inventive in that world as well.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Absolutely.
Because a lot of modern stuff, it's like, because I mean, you know, breaking into high profile stuff these days has been made an artist's job in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have to be like sort of a hacker for that type of stuff, instead of sort of practically inventive. And I sort of like that practically. I like that world in which practical inventiveness was more of a thing, I suppose.
Right, well, I guess, you know, they become very sophisticated and more based on mechanical things, but like, you know, computerized things.
Yeah,
Therefore,
it's all
you know.
digital now.
Exactly. Yeah. When Johnny just wants, you know, heists and robberies and whatnot to be practical, you know. So why can't they downgrade
I mean,
their
I
damn
don't.
security
I mean,
systems?
that's not to say that. I mean, it just engages me more in a way.
Right. Okay.
It's more. It feels more connected and more immersive.
Right.
Right. Oh fuck! They're cuffing me now. Fuck that. Now I'm speeding. Then now I'm fucking getting away from you, cocksucker. Oh.
No, you're not. Some more Django Reinhardt.
That's exactly what he was saying. No, you're not.
Oh no, you're not. Get on the ground there.
For fuck's sake.
Wow, look at that. He's through the car.
He's a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. I'll put the speed limiter on.
Yep. You'd better do that, Johnny. Push the speed limiter on. Avoid the cops. Avoid those coppers.
Have you, now I forgot what I was going to say, because now I've just got Game Sandy on the brain.
It's like having a leech on your brain, just sucking away. Yeah.
He sucks all the true information out of it. Just leaves the,
Were you going to ask me if I'd noticed their accents?
No, it was completely different from that.
Oh, okay.
It was some.
Oh,
wow.
Oh,
I didn't even hit him.
Johnny, how could you? Did you see
Johnny.
that man looked so suave in his nice suit and hat, and you just killed him? Just
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? They all look nice and suave in their suits.
Yeah, that's true.
You like this beatnik? You know what? I would love this. I would love to go with you to some beatnik poetry cafe.
Oh right.
You know, like this beatnik pub where there's like this open mic where people read beatnik poetry.
Yeah.
And there's bebop in the background.
Really? This is more like.
This isn't bebop, yeah, but the finger snapping is a very bebop-y thing, though.
That's a kind of Patzel means crazy.
Well, it's universal, of course, but in those sort of maybe it's also influenced because I like bebop the best of jazz usually.
Right.
What the fuck is this? Oh, okay, they're getting out. But what I mean is, these poetry cafes, they would often have that on, right? And or at least that's what I would imagine in a beatnik poetry cafes, that they'd have bebop on, and these people, they snap their fingers instead of clapping at the instead of clapping at the poetry. You know, because when they finish a poetry, in order to sort of show their appreciation, normally an audience would clap. They snap their fingers.
Right. Okay.
And that is actually something, that's not my own idea or anything. That's something that I took from Grim Fandango, which I may have mentioned to you before.
Yes, you have. Yes, you did a speedrun with someone of that game, I think.
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, well, someone else did a speedrun of that game with someone. Oh, wow, look at that one. Jesus. Whoa.
It's a very good game, adventure game. And basically because everything, it's set in the land of the dead. You know, everyone's a skeleton, a la Dios de los Muertos, Mexican.
It's at Andrew Carroll's house, Land of the Dead.
But do you know that Mexican tradition, the Dios de los Muertos?
Yeah, Dia de los Muertos, where they do the dance and shit, and they like celebrate.
Yeah, and they all look like skeletons.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right, so that's all the characters in Grim Fandango, and they snap their fingers, and it sounds like bones being sort of like wood blocks being sort of smacked together.
Right. Okay. That's
It's a brilliant fucking game. I mean, it's an adventure game, so that is one of those things that has an emphasis on story, I suppose.
Right. Cool.
Oh, it's honestly a must play. I not only when I played that game, I was so impressed with it. I even read because a fan of that game who was also an author actually made a novel, a novelization of that game, in which he filled in all the gaps, and everything that he filled in made such perfect sense that it didn't take away at all from everything it did just added to the universe of the game.
Wow,
and it made
awesome.
such perfect sense. And because I read that that would have been in 2008 when I was in high school, or middle school even, and I was completely. I mean, that's how good the universe is. Like, I don't read books a lot. Like Freddie Mercury said, I hardly read books. They're a waste of time.
That's a pretty stupid thing to say, but all right.
I know. But I see it as sort of a bold statement.
Yeah, I can respect that, but I see it as kind of an ignorant statement, really. So.
Well, but the thing is that he was completely aware of the fact that, books were as respected as they are and everything.
Yeah, I get you. Right.
Because he was completely sort of aware of himself when he said that, and he sort of said it in a semi-ironic way as well.
Right. Okay. Right.
But at the same time, he felt like, books are too introspective in a way.
Okay.
And I do get that feeling a lot from books that I read. A lot of writers are very introspective writers.
I don't know. Just like it's like saying like music is dumb or I hate.
I'm not saying introspective is dumb per se.
No. I mean like just.
And he didn't say books were dumb.
Yeah, but that's kind of
well,
like
okay. He did say it was a waste of time.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Like I just see it as being like analogous to saying music is silly and a waste of time. Like you can't. I just don't see books as being they're so diverse.
Well, see, in a way, okay. So the thing there, right? Because he said he hardly reads books because he thinks a lot of them are a waste of time or something.
Right.
The thing with books is that if you were to make an average rule out of them, a lot of them are introspective, right? The writers write from a very introspective viewpoints, so they are almost too personal. You know what I mean?
But they don't always have to be personal because again, it depends on the genre. Like they could be completely
personal, but when you're talking about sort of the truly respected novels, they are very personal.
Biographies of someone.
No. Biographies are different. They are.
But they're books, so you can't just say books. Like no, because
I don't think biographies were as big a thing back when Mercury.
Yeah, but they're still books.
About.
Like that's
no, but I mean, but he wasn't. I think when he said that, he said it in a more frivolous way, as in to say that the books that a general public reads.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the thing with a lot of music. If it's too introspective, you cannot relate to it as much as a reader.
Yeah.
And even if you do, you might just disagree with it too much or something. Or maybe when a lot of writers, they're so introspective that they don't take into account a lot of sort of external views, and they're too much sort of focused on what's going on in their mind without really, almost autistically.
I don't know. I just think that's kind of like the beauty of a lot of books. Sometimes, you present.
No, but I know what you mean. It can be absolutely great when there is sort of when you get sort of a look inside someone's personality without sort of being bogged down with external influences.
Right.
That's what sometimes I get that feeling a bit sometimes with Paul Simon, for example.
Right.
He has these very personal, where I might not identify with his lyrics, they're still brilliant expressions of how his personality was at the time of writing.
Right, okay.
We'll be back in a bit.
Which can be entertaining.
Let's go.
But with a lot of books, I don't know, I feel like a lot of writers, they try to sort of push their views onto other people a lot of the time. No smoking. Wow, that was really hard to read. Oh, look at this fucking careless gun.
Is it gonna blow up?
Well, this is where the game is sort of getting started, I think.
Right.
This is where you gotta sort of start wielding. Look at this dumb
Bubbles.
rat.
Ooh.
Is that like? Isn't that taco? Isn't that supposed to be taco or something?
No, I think it's a party of what? It's supposed to be Texaco.
Oh, Texaco, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Bastards!
This is...
Tommy! I took one! Ah!
Oh, I couldn't
Christ,
tell.
Paulie!
Yeah.
Tell Salieri from here on out this
What the
place
fuck?
is ours.
Is he a Negro?
Capiche? Don't come back here.
He's
You'll
holding
end up
his
in
gun
worse shape than your
sideways.
friends.
Oh, I know that was a
Get Sam!
black thing.
I want
All
some
right.
information out of him. Get him out of there.
But I gotta get you to a doctor.
Yeah, that's
That'll
usually
wait.
a black
First,
gangster
get
thing,
Sam.
holding the gun sideways. That's why they miss a lot of bullets and...
Screw regular routine.
Oh, Johnny. Save Son of Sam.